That's it. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Next, Gail Katz.
Gail Katz. I reside at 88 Crispin Lane, also known as Washington Avenue. I'm with the Stony Brook Concerned Homeowners. I've resided in my home since November of 1975 and have gradually and more recently seen the decline of our once peaceful, treed area to one of uncaring, greedy landlords and business owners. I've reported the owner of 376 Mark Tree Road, who would be trying to have his property rezoned this evening. That property had 9 cars parked in the oversized lot in the early mornings. As you know, the owner, Francis Gerard, does not live there and did not care that the students living there had loud parties on weekends. He also had the natural habitat decimated without caring for our area as far as a buffer zone of trees, and instead had arborvitaes planted. At least 30 of them died right after having them planted. He had never had them replaced. We have lived with this unsightly disaster as the entrance to my otherwise well-kept development. He also told my neighbors that a mortgage company had run out of that home, so there were about between 11 and 15 cars there during the day. This was not Zone J business, of course. This complaint was sent to you on May 21st, 2014. I've also reported number 435 Mark Tree Road and sent pictures of this house to Councilwoman Valerie Cartwright's office. There were usually 6 cars parked there. I spotted 7 on September 23, 2014. 1 car was on the front lawn, and half of another car was on that as well. Another house I have sent pictures and reported to the town on February 28, 2013 is 389 Mark Tree Road. This is across from the World Gym on the west side of Mark Tree Road. There have been 5 cars parked there in the early morning and evenings. There are also 2 to 3 cars parked on the side of the house during the day, but in the early morning and evenings, about 7 a.m., there are 5 cars parked to the right side of the driveway, or 8 a.m. The most infamous house was 82 Crispin Lane, right down the street from me, 2 doors down, owned by Stony Brook University educator, in which the front yard under the bay window was paved, and it still is paved. A large wall had been installed to make the living room into 2 bedrooms. This even was in the local paper and still has a paved front yard, but is rented out to a family now, I believe. I live across from residence number 87 that is currently rented to 2 graduate students, so that's legal, but the fence and gutters are falling down. The owners live in New York City. I will have to report them as well, as they really don't care what condition their house is in as long as they receive the rent. Can you tell me the status of the houses I have complained about? Hopefully I'll have time to ask you later. These complaints, in addition to the public storage facility in the northeast corner of Mark Tree Road and Route 347, with the large lock-up storage facility sign on the pediment of the building, contribute to my neighbors and I feeling as the town is uncaring at times and that we live in a slum area. We pay high taxes and feel as though we are not fully represented. Hopefully, with Valerie Cartwright's help, Councilwoman Cartwright's help, and your help, these problems will be rectified and or prevented. Please consider the property values and quality of the residents of East Setauket and Stony Brook and do whatever is necessary to protect us from illegally rented homes. Thank you.
Excuse me. May I have a copy of that letter, and we'll have somebody get back to you tomorrow? You could just give it to the clerks, and they'll give it to me. Thank you so much.
Ms. Gare, you can
I'm sorry,
begin.
Donna, Ms. Lent, if I can just, Ms. Katz, I just encourage you to stay for the public hearing portion at 6:30 so that you can hear the presentation for the rezoning. And if you have additional questions, you can speak then too. Thank you.
Diane Sander, you can begin.
Good evening. My name is Diane Sander, and I reside in Stony Brook on what I now call a college campus. Yes, I live on a college campus. My house is located in the middle of 10 college boarding houses within only 2 blocks. I blame Stony Brook University for creating this monumental problem. I'm disappointed, I'm heartbroken, I'm frustrated, and now I'm angry. Angry because I see garbage piling up and spilling over by the front doors because students are too lazy to bring the garbage to the street. Angry because they're too lazy to shovel snow. The students in one house decided it would be a good idea to line an entire driveway with snow with carpet padding on top of the snow instead of shoveling. The carpet padding lay half in the driveway and half in the street for weeks. The cardboard tube from the padding, along with bottles and garbage, is strewn all over the front of the property today. Angry because I now have to look at bed sheets that cover windows. Angry because I can't back out of my driveway as cars line the streets. It has come to my attention that a landlord in another area charges his tenants $25 to park in the driveway. No wonder they're parking in the street. Angry because the cars are parked in any and every direction, even diagonally. Angry because I see 8, 10, and possibly even 12 students living in these houses, and our town doesn't seem to be able to do anything about it. I would categorize the college students living in these boarding houses as a transient population. Students move in and out every week, every month, every semester. We never know who's living next door or across the street from us. There's no room for this type of movement in a family neighborhood. And Stony Brook University is now using the homeowners to watch over and police their students. Why am I angry? Because the landlords have taken over, and they're laughing at us right now. That's why. Because the landlords and students know how to play the games. Game number 1, let's park the cars down the street in front of a homeowner's house, and no one will notice that there are so many cars at the boarding house. Game number 2, let's play musical houses. One night I'll park at this boarding house, another night at another boarding house, and so on. Or maybe they live in several houses instead of only one. Game number 3, family moves into a house, mother, father, little child. A few months later, 1 or 2 students move in with them. A few weeks later, family moves out, and 4 or 5 other students move in. Yes, the landlords are winning the games. 2 years ago, when we brought this to your attention, there were 7 boarding houses within 2 blocks. Now that has grown to 10. It seems to me that for every step that we take going forward, we take many more going backwards. I used to enjoy driving through different streets on my way home from work. I used to enjoy taking long walks through my neighborhood. I used to be proud of where I lived. Not now. It makes me sick to see what's happening right before my eyes as I watch my neighborhood deteriorate one house at a time. And I feel so
Sandra, I'm sorry,
powerless
but
to
your
preventing
time is
this.
up. I'm sorry.